could easily get caught up into, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not beneficial to the mass, why are you doing it? So it's very important that we listen to those that we're serving to make sure that we're doing something that's beneficial.
Hey, Summit Chasers, you are listening to Voices of Impact, the podcast where you broaden your awareness to the various issues across the globe, learn about the amazing people who are working to solve them, and get inspired to chase your own summit with actionable strategies. It starts right now. Hello, everybody. Today I am with Andrea Barclay of Because One Matters, and I'm so excited to talk to you and just learn about everything it is that you are doing with Because One Matters. Happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. I am excited to be here and to be talking about Because One Matters.
Amazing. Okay, to kick us off, let's start with you. So, who is Andrea Barclay?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm a mom. I'm a grandmother. I'm a servant. I live to serve. I enjoy reading. I enjoy working in my yard. Gardening is for me is therapeutic. When I'm in my garden, everything, whatever stress that I might have that day or that moment, is just gone when I'm in my garden. I love going to the beach. Love the water, the sand. So that's just me. I'm very, that's just me.
I love it. I love it. And then what is it that Because One Matters does?
Because One Matters, we serve children impacted by foster care. And when I say children impacted by foster care, I'm talking about kids that are currently in foster care, kids that are adopted out of foster care, or kids that are in kinship care. I know a lot of people don't know what kinship care is, but kinship care is grandparents raising grandkids or aunts or uncles raising
Mm,
nieces and nephews, a family member raising a child, and that's not their biological child. So those are the families we serve, and we also serve youth from underserved communities in different capacity.
got it. And how did you decide to start Because One Matters?
So my story is it's been a more than almost 40-year journey. Probably close to 40 years ago, 35 years ago, I lost my daughter to SIDS. She was 4 months when
Mm,
she passed away. And right after she passed away, I felt the desire to adopt out of foster care. At that time, I didn't
mm,
know why, but I felt like I needed to adopt out of foster care. And I started the process, but I was young and I felt the process was just too tedious. They were just too disorganized, and I felt like I was doing it for the wrong reason, like I was doing it to replace my daughter. And so I stopped.
mm,
And fast forward 20 years after that, I can't move to Georgia, and I was in church one day, and my pastor, his message was on, if you can't do the big thing, do the small thing towards the big thing. Because sometimes we
mm.
get discouraged because we can't do the big thing. And that's when God really spoke to me and says, you know me now and you can hear me now, so go do what told you to do 20 years ago. So that was Sunday. I clearly remember that Sunday because I had recently had surgery on my leg. And the next day I called DFACS up and I said, I want to do something with foster kids. And they said, let's do a carnival. And so we started with a carnival. And I thought that was it. But God was like, that's not what I called you to do. And so he's been prompting me since, we've been around for 9 years. And everything that we do, it's his. It's through his guidance and his focus.
That's beautiful. I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your daughter, but I think that it's a really beautiful thing that you've now turned it into kind of your life's work to be able to help in some capacity with the foster kids and adoption. Talk to me a little bit about
Absolutely.
that process and what it is that you guys are actively doing for the people that you serve.
Sure. So we have two key programs. Our programs are the Clarion Club, and the Clarion Club it's not a mentorship club. It's more like a life skills club where work with middle and high school students to teach them about life and to help them prepare for life after high school. So some of the different subject areas we focus on are financial education, conflict resolution, communications, just the legal justice system, um, just workforce readiness, college readiness, to help them start thinking. So we have facilitators that come in monthly and talk to them about a different subject area and get them engaged in that.
Hmm.
And also that the Clearing Club is adaptable, meaning that it could be a 9 month school year program or it could be a summer program. For the 9 month program, we are in a high school in Barry County, and those students, in addition to meeting monthly, they have to select a nonprofit. They have to research a nonprofit, select that nonprofit, identify the needs of that nonprofit, and fulfill at least one item request for that nonprofit. So this
That's
past
cool.
May, the students, they selected a nonprofit and they collected canned goods for that nonprofit, and so we deliver the canned goods to them. So it's also
That's
teaching
cool.
them about giving back and serving.
Hmm.
So the club is about really trying to make them not only think about life after high school, whether they want to join the workforce or where they want to go on to college, but also what's in their community. How can they serve their community? Because I think that's important that young adults know that it's important to give back, regardless of your current status. Or you
Hmm.
could be, yes, you may not be able to afford X, Y, Z, but maybe just donating your time could make a difference. So that's part of what the club's mission is, to help them be engaged in their community. Our second key program is a Wrapped in Love Closet, and that is a clothing closet where families that we serve can come in and shop for free for all their clothing, toiletry, toys,
Oh.
and books, all for free. And most of the items are new or very gently used. We do that because a lot of times the kids come into care with nothing but the clothes on their back. And so the
Hmm.
parents could call us immediately and said, okay, I have a 5 year old that just came in. And then we will say, okay, what's her size? What's their favorite color? What's their favorite toy? And we pack a bag when we get that phone call or email. And we always include something specific for that child. So it might be their favorite color, blankets, or their favorite toy. And
That's
so we
sweet.
get those back to them within 24 to 48 hours. And then after that, the parents could bring the kids into our closet to come shop for additional clothing items. Because a lot of times, like I said, the kids come into care with nothing but the clothes on their back. So the
Hmm.
closet is it's a two-parter. It's to help ease that transition into foster care for the kids, and also to help the parents, because sometimes they might not readily have everything that they need for that child. So they can
Right.
come into the closet and shop. They are allowed to come into the closet and shop twice per season. So again, they could get pajamas. The pajamas, underwear, and undershirts are always new, no exception. The outer
Hmm.
garments are gently used. And our volunteers really, really go through and inspect every piece of item to make sure that they're truly just gently used. And we have an amazing program director that runs that closet and makes sure that, the parents and the kids feel welcome when they come in, and that they have a good experience. So those are two key programs.
Hmm.
However, we have additional services that we provide. For example, we have a big back to school extravaganza every year where the kids, we set up a conference room or an office like in what I call a mini Walmart. And so inside of that mini Walmart, it's all their school supplies just in different sections.
Hmm.
Outside, we have face painters. Sometimes we have Disney characters. We have bouncy house. We have a DJ, food, music, dancing. So the kids could be outside enjoying themselves. And then later on, they come inside to the mini Walmart and they actually get to shop for all their school supplies, again, for free. So they
Hmm.
go to the book bag station and they could actually pick out their own favorite color book bag. And we
That's
do
cool.
that so that way because we want to treat them with dignity. We want
Hmm.
to help them feel that they're a kid because they are really a kid. They are not foster kids. Foster is the system. They're
Hmm.
just kids and they're
Right.
impacted by the system. So we want them to feel special. To say
Yeah.
they could go to school and say, "Well, I went shopping and I picked out my own book bag, and this is my favorite
Hmm.
book bag." So that's why we do our back to school event, and we do that once a year. We do a big Christmas party where the kids submit their top three Christmas wishes, and we try to grant at least one of their wishes. Again, it's a party. Santa Claus is there. He knows exactly what they want for Christmas, and he grant their wishes. It's always at a venue, and we do that because a 15 or 16 or 17-year-old might not want to be, in a room with a 1 year
Mm-hmm.
old. So we do it at a
Yeah.
venue so they all could be enjoying the experience and not feeling like, oh, I'm hanging out with a 1 year old. Last year we
Mm-hmm.
did it at a skating rink, so they all enjoy that. Um, so every year we just do it at a different location. And again, it's about, making sure that they feel special and loved. Um, and we do, like, we this year we sent a young lady off to prom. We got her dress, her shoes, got her makeup
That's so
done, her
cool.
hair done, her nails done. Last year we helped a young lady going off to Georgia Gwinnett College with all her dorm room supplies,
Wow.
including the computer. So everything, so we do those little things. Again, those are just special things that we do. We've helped
Mm-hmm.
a young lady go off to college with a small scholarship. This year, we gave a young lady another scholarship and help her with some supplies to get her off to college. We've taken them on Disney on Ice, the Georgia Aquarium,
Mm-hmm.
just different things to expose them to what's outside of their little area,
Yeah.
and just, because some of them have never been, like we took 56 kids to the Georgia Aquarium, and that was like the best thing ever. They
Yeah.
so enjoy themselves, and we're just trying to come alongside the foster parents and help. We work with some great foster parents that really
Mm-hmm.
truly care about the kids that are in their care, and so we just want to come alongside them and provide that additional support that the kids need, and so that the kids will have a great experience. We might never see these kids again, but
Mm-hmm.
our goal is to that, when they get to be an adult, they could say, when I was in foster care, this organization did this for me. This organization allowed me to go shopping. This organization allowed me to get my favorite color book bag. This organization helped me to feel special. So that's our
Right.
ultimate goal.
That is beautiful. I absolutely love the work that you guys are doing. And I think those kids, they deserve that. They deserve somebody to want to make their childhood special because they already are coming from such a difficult situation, typically, right? If they're ending up in the
Correct.
foster care system.
Right.
Um, it's not because everything was going right at home. So I think having people like you and having Because One Matters, who is putting an emphasis on trying to make their childhood happy and beautiful and fulfilled so they can experience different things, is really amazing. Can I go back to the start? Did you end up fostering or adopting?
I did respite, and respite is meaning is like a temporary babysitter for a foster
Okay.
parent, but I did not. I don't think that's what God called me to do. I think it was because one matters. So yeah, I did not.
Yeah.
I am a licensed foster mom, but I've only done respite.
Very cool. But you still got in there and served in the capacity of being able to help these kids then get placed into their home, which has opened up your time, like
Absolutely,
you said, to focus in on Because One Matters and play a really big role in a lot of kids' lives. So I think that that's
absolutely,
beautiful.
yes, yes.
When you started, so you said that you guys started with a carnival. That was the very first thing that you did. Did you do that event under Because One Matters, or did you just help put on a carnival and then decide, okay, I want to create an organization?
So the carnival was before we had Because One Matters. It was,
Okay.
like I said, that Sunday God spoke to me. That Monday I made the phone call, and a couple of weeks later we had the carnival. But it was immediately after that carnival that I started to really hear what God was calling me to do. And so I got a couple of people together and I told them what I wanted to do. Actually, after that carnival, I have to say that God spoke to me again and said, "That's not what I want you to do." So I called DFAX up, and when I made that phone call, I was going to say, "What else can I do?" And when she answered the phone and we kind of did a recap of the carnival, I said, "I want to do birthday parties."
Hmm.
And she's like, "That
Cool.
is so awesome because a lot of these
Yeah.
kids have never had a birthday party." And again, I have no idea where that came from. It wasn't, I
Yeah.
didn't plan that, but she
Yeah.
was, I have no idea. God, put those words in my mouth, but that was not something I had planned to do. And that's really, that phone call was when it was really settled that Because One Matters was going to be about. And I have to tell you the name Because One Matters, the church that I attended at that time, they were doing a series called One Matters. So it was really in a line. It was the same period they were doing One Matters when God spoke to
Mm-hmm.
me and said, "Go do what I told you to do." And so, because One Matters was formed, the name itself was formed from my church at 12 Stone at that time with the One Matters series. So it was all tied together, God and the church and everything like that. So that's how we came about.
That's very cool. So next step was birthday parties. Where did you go from there? Kind of talk us through the journey of, because One Matters is officially a nonprofit. You are hosting birthday parties for these kids in the foster system. What did you do from there?
Okay, so I'll walk you through it. So we started doing birthday parties, and the birthday parties we would do it 3 times a year. So all the birthdays between January and April, we'll have a big birthday
Okay.
party, a really big one, and so on. And then one of our board members at that time, she said, I want to do something with teenagers. As she said, everyone loves on the younger kids, but everybody forgets about the older kids. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, great. And so she did some research, and she stumbled on upon a young lady who was actually getting ready to form her nonprofit to serve older teens. And so they connected, we met, we talked, and her program is the name of the organization is Yes for Youth, and we're still partnering with them. And so what she does is she provides housing and just help guide the older kids, the kids that are aging
Mm-hmm.
out of foster care. So they're 18 to 21.
Yeah.
She provides them housing, counseling, coaching, and all that. And so the conversation was, okay, well, I'm doing this part of it. How about you
Mm-hmm.
guys help us with maybe furniture or something like that? And so that was the conversation we had. We were going to help them with, household items. And then the more we talked, she said, you know what, these kids really would love a meal for Thanksgiving and Christmas
Wow.
because a lot of them don't have families to go home to. So it'll be great. So that's how Home for the Holidays got started. We decided that we were going to get volunteers, and every Thanksgiving Eve, every Christmas Eve, we would have a group of volunteers in a commercial kitchen from 4 o'clock that afternoon till sometime 2 o'clock, Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day, cooking the meals, packaging the meals, and then delivering it to the young adults. At that
That is
time, we were
beautiful.
delivering to Fulton, Clayton, and Gwinnett County. So we delivered
Mm-hmm.
the meals. Since then, we've had some great um, volunteers that came alongside us. We have a chef now that's volunteered her time, so she prepares the meals for the young adults, and we
Yeah.
still deliver it to them a couple days or a day before Thanksgiving, a day before Christmas. So they still get that. They also submit their Christmas wishes to us, and
Cool.
we grant their Christmas wishes. Their wishes is a little bit different. They'll ask for a TV or microwave,
Yeah.
household items because they have
Yeah.
their own apartment. So
You're right.
that's Home for the Holidays. And then we started, we'll do a little prom. If someone reaches out and says, hey, I have a young lady going to prom, we would do that. And then fast forward, we started doing the back to school. We were like, okay, how do these kids get their school supplies, during
Mm-hmm.
when they're getting ready to go to school? And so that's when we started doing our back to school drive because we're like, this will be fun for the kids. So we actually combined the back to school with the birthday. So in August, we
Okay.
would have a back to school and a slash birthday party. And COVID happened, so we stopped doing the birthday parties in person, and
Mm.
we're still to this day mailing the gifts to the kids. So if a child reached out to us and said they have their birthday coming up, they send us their Amazon or Walmart wishes, and we will mail the gifts to them. We actually just mailed one um, last week for a young man, and actually he's funny because when his birthday is coming around, he tells his foster mom, "Let Miss Andrea know it's my birthday, and this is what I want for my birthday." So
That's
I
cute.
really love doing that. And then um, about almost 2 years now, I was online one day, and we actually wanted to start a clothing closet, but we knew from our resources we couldn't do it on our own because we just didn't have
Mm-hmm.
the capacity to do it. So I was online on a Facebook one day, and I saw a young lady posting that she's looking for a storage because she wants to start a clothing closet for foster kids. And so I reached out to her and said, "Can we talk?" And so
Wow.
we had lunch, and she gave me her vision of what she wanted to do. and it was 100% in alignment with what we wanted to do. So I said, would you consider, I asked her, she had a nonprofit. She said, no, not yet. And I asked her, she would consider coming on the Because One Matters.
Mm-hmm.
And she talked about it. She spoke to her family about it, and then she said yes. So that's how the closet was formed.
That's
It's,
cool.
someone else wanted to do it, but rather than going out on her own, she joined us. So the
Yeah.
Wrapped in Love Closet, Kati is our program director, and she's the one that we met through Facebook, and that's how the Wrapped in Love came about a little bit over 2 years ago. And a year and a half ago, we said, we needed the educational component
Mm.
of the organization because a lot of young kids, when they leave high school, they have no direction.
Right.
And it's not a negative on the parents, because sometimes we have
Right.
younger parents. So it's not a negative on the parents. It's just, we felt that that was really needed. And so
Mm-hmm.
we launched the Clarion Club and we reached out to Appalachia High School in Barrett County. And they said, yes, come on in. And so we did it. And last May, we had a celebration with 8 students. One's going off to think she's going out to Georgia State, and
Wow.
so we're doing it, and that was fun. That was
Mm-hmm.
fun, but it was also informational. It was we felt, and we polled the kids to make sure that what we were offering was
In
beneficial to
line.
them, and they all
Right.
said they it was, and we had mentors in there too, and they all said it was beneficial. And then this summer, we are in Gwinnett County. We're working with another nonprofit, Positive Impact International. So we're working
Mm-hmm.
with them, with their students. So we have 20 students in our Clarion Club for the summer. It's a 5-week program. And this program, like I mentioned before earlier, the Clarion Club is adaptable. So you could make it long or short. So for them,
Mm-hmm.
it's just workforce readiness, college readiness. So we have different facilitators come in and talk about different things relating to going to college or to join the workforce. One week
Yeah.
we had someone come in and talk about communications. What's the different communication styles? Like the students learn about their color, what their color represents. If they're red, how do they communicate to someone that's blue? We
Mm-hmm.
had one facilitator come in and talking about writing skill, how to write a resume or how to respond to an email or how to communicate via text, just the different communication styles again in the written format. And then we had someone come in and talk about college. Next week, June 18th, we're taking them on a tour to Georgia Gwinnett College. No,
Oh.
Gwinnett Technical College. So they're going on the 18th to Gwinnett Technical College. And on June 24th, they're going to Georgia Gwinnett College. So I wanted to do that because some of these students, they don't want to go to a traditional four-year college. They don't want to go to
Mm-hmm.
college. But I believe, I don't believe they have to go to a four-year college, but I think everyone should have a trade. So a
Mm-hmm.
2-year technical college is where they could get their trade from. Or if they're not ready to go to a four-year college, they have the option to go to a college like Gwinnett Technical College. And Gwinnett Technical College is fabulous. They have so many great programs there. Um, so I'm excited about taking them on that tour. I think it will really be beneficial because they'll get to see just the different things that's out there for them. If they want to be a barber, they could still get a technical degree, or just different things. And then when they go to Georgia Gwinnett College, they'll get the experience of having lunch in the cafeteria and touring the college and seeing. So again, it's exposing them to just what's out there, the
Yeah.
different opportunities that's there for them. And then on July 6th, the end of the summer program, we're having a career day where we have invited different professions to come in and talk to them about their journey from,
Mm-hmm.
high school to college to the workforce or high school to the workforce. So they're going to take them on their journey, their personal journey to say, okay, I've always wanted to be a nurse, but now I am
Mm-hmm.
a this. We have a nurse coming in, we have a judge, we've got an attorney, we've got a real estate agent. We have different people coming in just to talk to them. And the Gwinnett Department of Transportation will be coming in and talking to them about the different jobs that they have. I was able to, through Leadership Gwinnett, attend the GDOT facility, and I was amazed at the different jobs that they have. And you take things for granted, like for example, the signs, the road signs. I really
Mhm.
never thought about how those were made.
Mm.
And so we got to
Yeah.
see how those are made. And that's a good paying job. But a lot of these jobs, these young adults don't know about. So I want to
Right.
expose them to the non-traditional jobs. The doctors, the
Yeah.
lawyers, everybody knows about the doctors, the lawyers, the teachers. But there are so many other non-traditional jobs that are out there. And, the younger generation, they're different. They're not the traditional, how the older generations were. They're very different. So I want to expose them just to, everything that's out there so they could make informed choices about their
Right.
life and make good choices for their life. And
Yeah.
so that's where we
Absolutely.
are today.
That's very cool. I love one of the recurring themes that I kind of heard while you were talking is you guys have just continued to be aware of the different ways that you could provide value to these kids. And I particularly loved with the older age group recognizing, because you're right, like majority, I, I don't want to blatantly say this, but I feel you mentioned it earlier. I don't remember which partner it was, but they were like, everybody loves on the young ones.
Yes, our board of
Everybody
directors,
does.
yeah.
The older age group that are phasing out or like 16, 17, 18, it can be harder to connect with them. It can be harder because they've
Yes.
lived a lot more of a tough life up until
Mm-hmm.
that point. Earning their trust
Absolutely.
is harder. Getting them to open up is harder. It's a much harder age group. So they typically can get put on the back burner when it comes to the lovey-dovey or the different experiences or whatever it might be. So I think that it's really cool that you guys put an emphasis on how can we support these kids because they need it so badly. The young ones of course need it too, but those ones 15 and up who are now transitioning into adulthood and into their careers, they need support so much. And I think it's really amazing that you guys actually took the time to say, hey, would you find these things beneficial? Do you think that this would help you? And actually shaped something that they were bought into and that they also said they got to use their voice and weigh in on the
Mm-hmm.
path that that club was going to take. So I think that that is really, really cool. And just something so smart business wise to constantly be evolving, but also to listen to the voices of the people that you're serving so that you can
Absolutely.
continue to serve them better.
Yeah, and we do a survey every year of the parents, and we don't do the kids because the kids are younger, but we do a
Mm-hmm.
survey of the parents to say, okay, these are the programs that we're offering. Are they still beneficial? Rate them from 1 to 10. How
Love that.
beneficial are they? Is there something else that would provide uh, would be better for you that you
Mm-hmm.
would find more beneficial? So we do ask those questions because the thing I don't want to get into is doing it because I feel like this is what we need to be doing,
Exactly.
rather than this is
Exactly.
a need that we're fulfilling. Because you could easily get caught up into, oh, I want to do this.
Yep.
Well, if it's not beneficial to the mass, why are you doing it? So it's very important that we listen to those that we're serving to make sure that we're doing something that's beneficial and
Mm-hmm.
not just because we think it's so cute or nice to have.
Exactly. Exactly. I actually recorded an episode earlier this week with Tracy from Streetwise,
Mm-hmm.
and he mentioned the topic of toxic charity. And that typically comes from us feeling like this is the thing that I want to do and it makes me feel
Exactly.
good. And
Exactly.
that's not what it should be about. It should be about the people that you're serving and the things that are going to add value to their life and benefit them, not necessarily, like you said, what
Absolutely.
fills your cup. So I
Yes.
love that that's kind of been a recurring theme throughout my episodes. But yeah, I think that that's really, really important to survey your people and understand what
Hmm.
their needs are. Do you guys do support for the parents within
So
the
we
communities
do
that you work
some
with?
support for the parents. For example, we partner with Department of Family and Children's Services. So once a year, they host a National Foster Parents Appreciation um, event, and so we support that way. Sometimes we'll host it ourselves. Sometimes we'll just provide a raffle item or something. But we try to always partner with them to provide some support to the parents. Um, Prior to COVID, we would actually host our National Foster Care Parents Appreciation. So we'll get the parents will leave their kids at home with
Mm-hmm.
a babysitter. They'll come all dressed up. We'll have entertainment for them, a nice
That's so
dinner.
nice.
we've recognized them by, Mother's Day. We've given a few Mother's Day flowers. We always try to
Hmm.
do little things to recognize the families that we serve, the parents. Because, like I said, I always say they're doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
We're just coming alongside them and kind of just like, supporting them, but they're doing the
Hmm.
hard work. They have these
Right.
kids 24/7. We just have, we're just doing this where they're doing the mass. So we just find different ways to thank them and support them.
That's very cool, and I'm sure hugely appreciated because, like you said, like they have a lot on their plate. So taking kids in and supporting them on a day to day basis, but I'm sure that the added support from Because One Matters is also really helpful to them, like how in the ways that you're supporting the kids and
Right.
alleviating whether it's the back to school or birthdays or some Christmas things.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yes.
so all of it
Yes.
kind of adds together.
And then,
What?
at our back to school event, and the Christmas parties too, the parents have an opportunity to hang out with the adults while the kids just
Mm-hmm.
run and play. So again, they're getting,
Yeah.
even though they're at the same place, they're getting a little break from the kids and having some
Right.
adult time with other foster parents.
Right, which is so important, especially being able to have that community where they understand each other, they
Each other,
understand
yes,
the
yes.
struggles, they understand that the beauty and the joy of it too. They can kind of share in all of that and really relate and support each other. Andrea, talk to me a little bit about the different events that you've got going on with Because One Matters.
Yeah, sure. So we've got a lot coming up for the next 2 to 3 months. We've got this Friday, June 14th, and we are going to be at the city of Lawrenceville is hosting a Juneteenth concert. And so we'll be there. We'll have a tent. The city of Lawrenceville is encouraging guests to bring us new pajamas. So we're excited about that.
Cool.
We've got two back to school events in July. They're both on the same date, July 20th. We have one in Loganville. The one in Loganville, we're partnering with a church, Elevation Point Church. Every year they host a big back to school event for the community. And so last year we joined them by providing clothes to the community. And so this year we'll be doing the same thing again. We're partnering with them and we'll have lots and lots of clothes for the community. And then that afternoon, we'll have our own back to school extravaganza. This will be our ninth year having that. And so our kids will come out and shop for all their school supplies. So we're excited about that. On July 27th, our biggest fundraiser of the year is our Splash and Dash 5K Family Fun Day. Everyone that's registered will get a white T-shirt, and they will get splashed with colors at different color stations. Last year we had 152 people out, and it
Wow.
was so much fun. It was really, really fun. We had a snow cone truck. We had food truck vendors. So all the kids got a ticket and they got a free snow cone. We had a bouncy house. We had games, DJ dancing, and raffle prizes. So we're going to do the same thing this year. It's July 27th at 9 a.m. at Kool-Aid Field. So if people want to register for that, they could go on our website or follow us on social media. One of the things that I do want to share is that a lot of people, when they hear nonprofits, the first thing they think of is money. The person's going to ask for money. But there's so
Hmm.
many different ways people could get involved with nonprofits. They
Yeah.
could volunteer. And I always encourage people to volunteer before you donate your funds because that will give you an insight in what the organization is doing. So we're always seeking volunteers. We're looking for volunteers to work in our closet one day a month. It could be a Tuesday, a Thursday, or a Saturday, just one day a month. We're always looking for volunteers when we host events. We're always looking for volunteers to help us host drives in their community. Um, we're looking for board members. We're always seeking board members that are passionate about the foster care system and making a difference. So we're open to having volunteers. Of course, yes, financial is important. So if someone wants to be a monthly donor, you could donate $5 a month, $10 a month. That's $10 a month is less than a Starbucks run.
It's true.
So that could be something they do if they want to be a sponsor. They could be a sponsor, but lots of ways people could get involved that is not financial. But of course, the organization cannot be survive without financial support. But we're always looking for volunteers. So if they want to get involved, go on our website and sign up, or send us an email at info@becauseonematters.org.
Amazing. That volunteer message is such a good point. Like you said, a lot of people hear nonprofit and they think, okay, they're immediately going to ask me for money, which, yes, nonprofits need funding to run. However, being able to commit your time to a cause that you are passionate about and getting to see people's faces light up or feel the impact, one, it feels really good personally, but two, you're actually making such a huge impact in that other person's life that you're helping. So I think a lot of
Absolutely.
people can feel overwhelmed or like, I don't have the money. You have time and you have
Mm-hmm.
knowledge in yourself that you can donate to these organizations who are doing really amazing things. And that also is just as important as the funding. So I love that you brought that point up. I'm really excited about July 27th because we are going to be in Georgia and are going to participate in that 5K run. Super excited for that. I'm going to attempt to run. Zach will run the whole thing, I'm sure. I am going to try to start training for a 5K. I'm not a runner, but we are going to try and just go have a good time at it. So I'm really excited about that one. Yeah, excited for everything you've got going on. How would you say the work you're doing has shaped you?
It's it has made me humbled. It has made me more aware of what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in our city, our county, our states, and our country. It has made me more just thoughtful and more feeling more blessed, more appreciative of the things that I have because, a lot of people think that a child is in foster care because their parents done something bad. And that's not always
Mm-hmm.
necessarily true. A parent could have lost their job and living in their car and, they're deemed unfit. So not
Mm-hmm.
all bio parents are bad. Some are
Right.
just, it's just life happened and, they lose their kids. So it just made me more conscious of things in general and to be
Mm-hmm.
more thoughtful and considerate and of just people in general.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think it's so nice to have that lens as well. It also made me think that you, like, because like you just said, not all of the parents are bad parents. Sometimes life happens. So being able to understand that and uh, have that awareness so that there isn't judgment
Right.
of the parents who are no longer able to take care of their children, I think has got to be huge too. Because a lot of times, like you said, it can be a misconception that they're unfit or not a good
Exactly.
parent or whatever it might be,
Mm-hmm.
a bad situation, unhealthy situation, where in reality, some of them absolutely adore their kids. They're just not able to provide for them in a way that is going to allow the child to have the best life possible. So
Absolutely. Yes.
I love that. What is the impact that you want to have made when you're gone?
I don't. That's just really a kind of like. So my goal is that each child that we serve, that they feel loved, that they, whether it's 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that they remember what, because not Andrea did, but what Because What Matters did for them, and that they will pay forward. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave an impact where people are paying it forward, not because of what Andrea did, but what Because What Matters did. I want to leave an impact that says, you know what, I was impacted by this organization, so I'm going to impact someone else. The
Yeah.
name Because One Matters is it's so important because it says because one matters. It means one person matters, one child matters, one person can make a difference in a child's life. So
Mm-hmm.
the impact is that people pay it forward because of what Because One Matters was about and what the work of Because One Matters.
I love that. That's beautiful. What summit are you currently chasing?
You know, I don't necessarily think I'm chasing anything because I live a day by day. I want to be a voice for children impacted by foster care. I want to help be that difference maker for a child that's impacted by foster care. So it's not necessarily chasing, but it's I want to help through Because One Matters to make an impact in the foster care community.
Amazing. What would you say 5 years from now? Where do you see Because One Matters?
Oh, that's um, for 5 years from now. I want us to be able to own our own building, be able to
Mm-hmm.
serve more kids, not necessarily, children in foster care, but deserving children, children that are in need. So it doesn't have to be foster kids, but so we have our own building, a large storefront where the kids could come in and shop, and everything in that store is new. Again, making
Mm-hmm.
sure that those kids feel like I'm going to a real store. I'm not getting hand me down, but
Yeah.
everything has got a tag on it. Um, I want to be able to through Because One Matters, provide more scholarships for
Mm.
children that want to go to college, not just because they are told they have to go to college, but because they want to go to college, or help them to, if they don't want to go to college, help them to go towards the workforce. So and just continue doing what we're doing. Continue being humble, continue being thoughtful, continue to do not what we think we need to do, but making sure that the things that we're doing is really beneficial to the community that we're serving.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. And absolute best of luck. Where can people find you and how can they get involved?
Sure. So they could find us on, we have a website. It's because one matters.org. We're on social media. We're on Facebook at Because One Matters, and we're on Instagram. I think we just joined Threads. We're on TikTok. They could email us at info@becauseonematters.org. That's it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Andrea. I will have all of those links in the description below, but it was an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, and best of luck with everything that you're working on. And that wraps up another episode of Voices of Impact. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you found value in our conversation, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more inspiring stories and actionable advice, make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Also, we would love to hear your thoughts and takeaways, so please leave us a comment below. And remember, no matter where you are on your journey, you have the power to climb higher and chase your summit. Until next time, Summit Chasers, keep pushing forward and stay inspired.